Pistons are in the news again today.
Why now?
Well, it's because they.
What did I thought we were talking about the Lions. What did the Pistons do, man?
Before we get to the Lions, the Pistons brought themselves in a helper for Trajan Langdon.
A helper?
They went to Brooklyn and they got themselves the Brooklyn player personnel director, J.R. What's his name? J.R. Holden.
Mm-hmm.
So they bring him in. So that's two heads. That's two smart guys now in the front office. Okay. Now they say, what are we going to do? We're going to look at the coaching staff, including Monty Williams.
Makes sense.
Now, there's a rumor out there. Here's a third rumor for the Lakers.
Okay.
If they part ways with Monty Williams here in the next week or so, and the Lakers don't sign a coach, the Lakers would be very interested in bringing in Monty Williams.
Monty don't want that job.
First of all, do you think he will coach this Pistons team? Secondly, if he doesn't, does he fit in L.A.?
I think my first question is, like, the Pistons get things right. Finally, you got rid of Troy Weaver. You bring in Trajan Langdon.
It's starting new.
It started new, but then you don't give Trajan Langdon necessarily a title, if you will.
Yeah.
Then you bring in another. Then you're waiting to replace. I mean, add the next piece. They add the next piece. They don't give him a title. Nobody's getting a title. We don't understand in which space these individuals will be working. Who's drafting?
Well, Trajan's the president.
True, understood, but we haven't seen him.
It's weird.
There's still Arn-Tellem and his gang. They're still there. Arn-Tellem and all his boys are still involved.
Yeah.
So I guess who knows who's pulling the string?
It's crazy.
It starts at the top.
You would think the Pistons would want all the good press they can get right now. Why wouldn't you announce these moves and what their titles are?
I can't even fully celebrate the moves because I haven't heard from Trajan.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give him credit right now for the Troy Weaver firing because we haven't heard him. He hasn't gone to the podium. He hasn't addressed the questions that we here in Detroit want to ask. So it's one of those things where the Detroit Pistons are going to Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
I'm happy Troy's not here, so I'm going to stand back a little bit, but not too much.
You know, the moment that Bill Davidson passed, this team fell into an ownership rut. And that's putting it nicely, where they just don't do things the right way. They weren't taking care of their season ticket holders, their VIPs at the Palace. And that's the reason they're not there anymore. They have not taken care of their people and their customers downtown, but they don't take care of this team. They don't do things the right way. They don't announce things the right way. And they just have constantly had too many chefs in the kitchen without any clear understanding of who's in control here. Now, that being said, J.R. Holden, former director of international scouting. This guy understands the landscape of not only the G League, but also overseas. He's an asset, but who is he here? What is his standing? And until the top of this organization can start doing things right, we're going to continue to second guess and wonder what's going on in the mid and lower levels.
Where are you at with it? And to answer your question, Tom Masaway, Monty Williams, he will be here. I think he will. I think he is going to be here. I just do.
Yeah,
I think you give him
that disappoints me.
$78 million. You look at what he was before he got here. I think if I'm Trajan Langdon, if I'm J.R. Holden, I want to try to make it work with Monty Williams. I don't want to get rid of a guy that, you've seen his track record in the past. So I think that's what it is.
Are you happy that Monty would stay?
No, not at all.
No,
I think he's gone. I think they're just the time they're taking is figuring out what they're going to buy him out with.
I believe that.
$60 million would be the price. I don't think Tom Gores is eating $60 million. I do not.
I mean, he's already made what, $900 million or a couple billion?
No, he bought it for $300 million. They're worth $3 billion.
Yeah,
he's made billions.
$3.2 billion.
So I mean, if he's going to do the right thing, that's what they should do. I think that Trajan probably came in here and told him, listen, if I'm going to get hired, I'm going to put my stamp on this team, and it's not just going to be a couple of, office jobs. It's going to be players. It's going to be draft picks. It's going to be everybody underneath him. And Monty didn't want to be here. Everyone knows that, not only just in Detroit, but elsewhere as well. So if he's truly going to take over this team and be successful from day one, he can't have any carryovers, especially ones that are disgruntled.
Listen to me. I'll take the runner-up from J.J. Redick and Dan Hurley. Give me the runner-up.
Yes, please.
Either one.
Yep.
And bring him here.
Two people that have never coached in the NBA.
Bring him here.
That is crazy, man. I would much rather have a solidified coach.
You have one.
He walked into an S show the first season. He had young players. He's not used to coaching young players. You got
what makes him used to it now?
Young players that can't play.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that completely.
KZ, you would have been a better coach of that team.
Yes,
he destroyed Asar last year. That guy was on his way to being first-team rookie, and the next thing you know, he's playing 9-12 minutes on a team that's not winning 15 games.
No, I get you. I'm not saying he was perfect, but
he was nothing.
Under Trajan's new leadership, if he can follow the philosophy that Trajan wants, then I say keep him. Otherwise, I would say get rid of him too. But he only had 1 year, guys. 1 year with a young roster.
1 year that he didn't want to even be here for.
I understand.
He's here for the money.
Man. He's here.
Yeah, when you take a job for the wrong reasons, you ain't going to last.
That's true.
And it shows.
Nobody that's never coached the Pistons or any organization.
All right, then bring Kevin Ollie. Give him a chance then. The guy that was a runner-up to win the first time.
Yep.
You want him? Just get me somebody.
Yeah.
Monty Williams doesn't want to be here, and I don't blame him. He's a good man. Let him go home and enjoy his family. But let him get his family together. He ain't here to coach these kids.
Now, I actually agree with you, Maz, but is it fair to say that situations can change if you put the right pieces in place? You get a new president, you get a new head of personnel, you see a new system take place, you see your players buying in a little bit more often. Like, is it fair to say let's give him 1 more year?
Yes.
I think his life isn't fair, but is this situation fair?
Fair.
But it's not what you want to do.
Another year. It's not what I want. I don't think Monty didn't endear himself to any fans in Detroit. But I think it's more important for Trajan Langdon. If this was a guy that showed some promise and made some, was able to develop his rookies this year, then yeah, I think you keep him around. Monty's not a bad coach. He's just in the wrong situation. He does not want to coach young guys. So why would you keep him when your entire team is young guys? Trajan has an opportunity to completely put his stamp on this franchise. So let him do it.